Hi everyone, it's Raquel Bowman here today, and I'm sharing with you my first layout using the October hip kits. So I decided that I wanted to stick with the sort of greeny coral and wood grain tones. So I've pre-selected a few embellishments, some of the pattern papers and a couple of other bits and pieces, and decided to work with the cut file from Ashley Horton. That's a download on the site. So what I did with that file was it was actually, the background was a happy fall theme. And because the photos of my daughter, and we are, being in Australia, we are in spring at the moment, and to be honest, I didn't really take a lot of fall type photos. I thought that I would edit the cut file to suit my needs. So I loved the look of the words, so I loved the font, and decided that if I kept all the happy words on there, that it might create a cool background. I wasn't sure as I was doing it, but once I opened the cut file and deleted all the words that didn't relate to, that weren't happy, I really like the way that it looks. So it's sort of a bit of a staggered background cut file look, I guess. So what you can see there is I started by backing the cut files. I cut the paper, I think about 2 inches maybe, into strips. And then I started to back the cut files by cutting the pieces and then taping them on. This was really going to get very awkward quickly, so I think I lasted 2 cut files doing that, and then after that I started using my quick dry adhesive, and it was less messy, as you could see from when I showed you the background all finished. So I tried, when doing the background, to place, say for example, the wood grain in a sort of, I suppose, a triangular look, so it wasn't that all the wood grain wasn't together or all of the teal wasn't together, so that they were just mixed around. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm in the process of creating some layers. I decided to pop the wood grain directly below my black and white photo, and I'm loving printing my photos with a white border at the moment, and I do that on my Epson Picturemate. Then what I've done is I've taken a piece of vellum from my stash. I just always love adding a little touch of vellum for the softness it gives. And then I've popped one of the Jen Hadfield papers behind that, and a doily. What I've done, or what I'm doing currently, is just playing with some of the ephemera from the Jen Hadfield pack. And I was a bit excited to be using that. I think I thought it was a raccoon. I'm not sure. Someone might correct me on that. But I was excited to be able to use that because it is cute. And this is a bit of a cutesy happy page. The photo is actually just one that I took of my daughter. And I took it, I think it was the day before their baptism. So I had my children baptized at the same time. And I don't know why, but whether it was the outfit she was wearing or the headband or something, but that day and after, when I looked at that photo later, she just seems so grown up. And at this stage, you know, she's just over, in this particular photo, just over 2.5 years old. And I feel like she looks and acts so much older, and for me that's a bit scary. I just wish time had slowed down sometimes. Anyway, so with the layout, I've arranged some of the ephemera together. I loved the Hello 3x4 card, and I've sort of tucked that to the left of the photo, and there was also a frame, and I've popped that down the bottom right of the photo. So when I've embellished, I've used some wood veneer as well, but I am trying to sort of keep the embellishing just to the left and right of that photo. The background is pretty busy, and I was conscious of trying not to overpower everything, because I really want you to be able to recognize the title, as well as, of course, have your focus on the photo. I used for the title the Fave from the Dear Lizzie pack. I had to actually use the packaging for reference, because once I started sticking that down, I was unsure of whether AVE was to sit in positioning with the F. And then I've also used the gorgeous thin capital font, from the kit as well. So I've actually used all of just the main scrapbook kit for this layout, and it was a bit of a challenge for myself to not delve into the rest of the kits, but I sort of wanted to prove to myself maybe that I could use, there's so much in these kits anyway, that I could use what was in there to create a layout that I was happy with. So I'm in the process now of adhering my layers, and I've used a piece of foam to pop that up just that little bit, and I've added a bit, what you can see there is I've just added a bit of extra foam tape as well to some of those edges, because I really couldn't be bothered adding the tiniest bits of fun foam to those edges. Just checking it straight, because I'm all about having things nice and neat and straight. And I'm just cutting there about 1/2 inch off each of the edges of the paper, so that I could back it on that diagonal stripe that you saw me having laid beneath the layout. I just wanted something, I felt like, because of how busy the cut file background was, and because I'd added those touches of black with the font and a couple of the die cuts. The photo's also in black and white with quite dominating sort of contrasts of black in there with the rug that my daughter's sitting on. So I thought that background, that paper as a background, as beautiful as it is, would look gorgeous as a border around the edge. I've also covered the middle of the paper to save that gorgeous pattern, so I will, I'm sure, be using that on another layout. So I'm just sticking down, and I apologize for the shadow. I actually am filming this at night, and I'm pretty impressed. I don't think the quality is too bad, and please let me know if you're finding it too hard to watch, or you're getting too annoyed by shadows, or there's a problem you think with color quality, because I will accept and love any feedback that I get, and I can always try and work on the lighting and the lamps and the way that my camera's set up if need be. But this is at night with just artificial lighting, so hopefully you're all happy and enjoying the video anyway. But yeah, any feedback I'd love. So I'm at my adhering phase now, and I'm just showing you there that I've actually folded over the foam tape twice just to give it that extra little pop of dimension. And I've got my title down. I'm pretty much just working on getting all these little bits stuck down and where I want them to be. I seriously think that I could have used every single one of those gorgeous flowers from that Jen Hadfield pack. They have the most beautiful floral pattern, but then they're touched with this gorgeous gold foiling, and they're just divine. That whole pack actually is quite gorgeous. And I did mention in the unboxing video that I did that they're not the same cardstock weight as regular cardstock die cuts. So it does say that they're chipboard. I don't know if I would classify them as chipboard. They're not like your 12 by 12 chipboard sheets that you can purchase, but they are definitely thicker and sturdier than a regular die cut that you might get from crepe paper or pink paisley or somewhere like that. So the veneer I loved adding in. I've added that little cluster of hearts to the left of the photo, and there I've just added one of the puffy stickers from pink paisley. I just can't believe how much is actually in these kits and how easy it really was to create a page using just what was in the kits. I've added a couple more of the hearts to the top right of the title, and then there's some cute little puffy hearts within the pink paisley Cedar Lane pack as well. So they were cute, and I just added those in too. And I'm adhering most of that with, apart from the stickers of course, with an sort of quick dry adhesive. What you can see I've done here is I've typed my journaling. My typewriter is one of my favourite scrapbooking tools, and I love that it's so quick and convenient to take to crops and other places like that, or even just pulling it out and getting my journaling down. Makes me a lot more accountable for doing it. And of course I'm adding some little touches of Heidi Swaps Gold Colour Shine, and I've covered my photos to save those and not to splatter everywhere. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed my first tip kit video. There's some close-ups playing now, and I will be back soon, hopefully, with another video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe or leave me a comment if you've got any questions or concerns. Thanks, guys. Bye.